The most accomplished individual I ever encountered once shared something with me that permanently altered the direction of my existence. Carl Jung said, "Your outer appearance is a direct reflection of your inner world, and if you cannot master what you see in the mirror each morning, you will never master your destiny." Those words didn't simply reach my ears. They pierced through the layers of illusion I had carefully constructed around myself. In that moment, I understood that I had been living in denial, pretending that the way I presented myself to the world had no connection whatsoever to the condition of my soul. Most people over 40 still cling to this same comforting illusion, that appearance doesn't matter, that it's something trivial, irrelevant, or even self-indulgent. But Jung's insight reveals something far deeper. He taught that the human being is a bridge between the inner and the outer, and both must coexist in genuine harmony. So let me ask you something uncomfortable. When was the last time you truly looked at yourself in the mirror and felt authentic admiration for the person gazing back at you? When was the last time you saw not merely a face, but a force of life, a being in complete command of their own essence? If your honest answer is a long time ago, or never, then this message was made for you. Because this is not simply about changing how you look. It is about transforming how you perceive yourself. Jung believed that the psyche constantly seeks wholeness, and that everything external in your life is a mirror of what is occurring within you. So if your reflection no longer inspires you, it is a signal that your inner self has been neglected for far too long. After decades observing the human psyche and studying thousands of individuals from every corner of the world, Jung identified a universal pattern. When the outer image is aligned with the inner truth, life begins to flow in balance. When there is coherence between what you feel and what you project, your existence stops being a battlefield and becomes a symphony. It isn't vanity. It is alignment. It is the science of psychological resonance. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Carl Jung. If this message speaks to something genuine inside you, subscribe to Carl Jung Philosophy and hit the like button, because what comes next may genuinely change the way you see yourself and the people around you. I once encountered a woman who embodied this imbalance perfectly. On paper, she possessed everything: a career, stability, a devoted family. But her eyes carried a quiet and unmistakable fatigue. During a pause at one of my conferences, she approached me and admitted, "I've achieved everything I wanted, but every morning I wake up feeling defeated. When I look in the mirror, I see someone who gave up." I told her something I now share with everyone I meet. Your appearance is not an act of vanity. It is an act of responsibility. Responsibility toward your essence, your purpose, and the energy you transmit to everyone around you. There is a profound psychological reason behind this. Every time you look in the mirror, your brain performs an unconscious comparison. It matches the physical image it perceives with the mental image you hold of yourself. When both are aligned, your mind releases dopamine and serotonin, the chemicals that fill you with energy, clarity, and genuine confidence. You feel capable, alive, and deeply connected to your potential. But when there is dissonance, when you see a version of yourself that fails to resonate with who you believe you truly are, your brain interprets it as an existential threat. It releases cortisol, the hormone of stress and defeat. From that moment forward, your energy drains, your creativity diminishes, and your emotional clarity begins to dissolve. That is precisely why, on days when you feel good about how you look, everything seems more manageable. The day flows effortlessly, people respond differently, and opportunities appear to surface with ease. It isn't magic, it is psychology. You are operating from a state of self-approval and inner order. Jung would say that in those moments, your persona, the image you present to the world, is in harmony with the self, the deepest and most authentic center of your being. Now, let's establish something important. Caring about your appearance does not mean surrendering to narcissism. It has nothing to do with superficiality or self-obsession. It is about cultivating a daily ritual of genuine self-respect. Think of it as an act of love toward the vessel that carries your consciousness. If you owned a masterpiece, would you allow it to deteriorate? If you possessed a rare and irreplaceable instrument, would you leave it untuned and forgotten? Of course not. You would tend to it with meticulous care because you understood its worth. Your body, your image, your presence. These are instruments of your destiny. Through them, your soul expresses its unique frequency in the material world. When you neglect them, you silence a vital part of your own being. Most people after 40 treat their bodies with less care than they treat their possessions, forgetting entirely that the body is the sacred vessel through which life experiences itself. I recall the moment I was forced to confront this truth in my own life. I was 52 years old. My professional existence was thriving, traveling across the world, delivering lectures, sharing my work with thousands. But one evening, my wife showed me a photograph taken during one of my talks. I looked at it and felt a sudden and disorienting shock. Is that truly me? I saw a man who appeared exhausted, drained, completely disconnected from his own vitality. That image became an undeniable mirror of my own neglect. And that night, I made a decision I have never regretted. I would no longer allow my reflection to contradict the greatness I carried within. From that day forward, I began treating my appearance as an extension of my integrity, not out of ego, but out of coherence. Because if you speak about mastery, discipline, and purpose, your image must embody those same principles without compromise. When you approach your morning routine as a ritual of empowerment rather than obligation, everything shifts. Each time you move with awareness, dress with genuine intention, and care for your body with real respect, you are transmitting a message directly to your subconscious. I matter. I am worthy. I am prepared to lead. That woman I mentioned earlier took this philosophy to heart completely. Within 6 months, she was unrecognizable, not because she had become someone else, but because she had finally become herself. Her energy transformed. Her eyes glowed with renewed purpose. Her professional and personal world flourished in ways she hadn't imagined. And when I asked what had changed, she said something I have never forgotten. I finally decided to look like the woman I always felt I was on the inside. That is the truth Jung wanted all of us to grasp. Your appearance is not a mask. It is a mirror. It doesn't conceal who you are. It reveals who you have chosen to become. When the external begins to mirror the internal, you enter a state of psychological wholeness. That is when your energy aligns, your path becomes clear, and the universe begins moving with you rather than against you. So the next time you stand before the mirror, don't search for flaws. Search for truth. Ask yourself, does the image in front of me reflect the person I am genuinely becoming? If the answer is no, then it is time to begin, not with guilt, with reverence. Because transformation always begins in the smallest and most consistent rituals of awareness. The first key is what I call the mirror principle. Every morning before stepping into the world, look deeply into your own eyes for 30 full seconds. Not to judge yourself, but to genuinely connect. Ask yourself, is this person ready for the day ahead? Does what I see reflect my values, my inner strength, my highest vision of who I am becoming? If the answer is no, then do something about it immediately. Adjust your posture, straighten your shoulders, change your shirt, fix your hair. These may appear to be insignificant actions, but in the language of the psyche, they are extraordinarily powerful signals. They communicate to your unconscious mind that you are present, that you care, and that you are prepared to embody who you truly are. Carl Jung consistently believed that how you present yourself to the world is a direct mirror of your inner condition. The outer form faithfully follows the inner essence. This is not a metaphor. It is a psychological law that operates whether you are aware of it or not. The second key is what I call the 10-minute investment. Each day, dedicate exactly 10 additional minutes to your physical presentation. Not 5, not 15, 10. Those 10 minutes may prove to be the most transformative investment of your entire day. Use them to move your body, nurture your skin, or select your clothing with deliberate and conscious intention. The goal is never perfection. It is self-respect. Consistency, not dramatic overhaul, is what genuinely reshapes your unconscious image of your own worth. Consider how much time you currently spend scrolling through meaningless content or responding to trivial messages. Far more than 10 minutes. Yet, 10 minutes consciously and intentionally devoted to yourself can alter how you experience the following 24 hours in ways that genuinely surprise you. The third key is what I call the personal standard. Define with complete clarity exactly how you want to look and feel, and never allow that standard to fall. This is not about surface-level concerns. It is about deep alignment. If your standard is to always appear centered, grounded, and composed, Maintain that standard even when no one is watching, especially when no one is watching. Because as Jung consistently reminded us, your unconscious is always observing. When you honor your private standards with unwavering consistency, your self-worth grows from within in a way that no external praise or recognition can ever genuinely replicate. The fourth key is the 1% philosophy. Rather than pursuing dramatic and unsustainable transformations, commit to improving your appearance and your energy by just 1% each day. One day, it might mean experimenting with a different way of styling your hair. The next day, it could mean adding a simple skincare ritual or consciously correcting your posture throughout the afternoon. These microscopic daily acts compound with extraordinary power. Within a single year, you won't simply look different, you will feel completely reborn from the inside outward. The fifth and perhaps most powerful key of all is what I call the multiplier effect. How you genuinely feel about yourself radiates outward with a force that cannot be hidden or faked. Your presence touches every single person you encounter before a single word is spoken. When you walk into a room feeling grounded, centered, and quietly confident, people are naturally drawn to you. They sense your energy before you open your mouth. Jung often observed that the psyche is contagious. Your inner harmony becomes a silent and irresistible invitation for those around you to awaken their own. When you cultivate deep self-respect through the consistent care of your appearance, you attract not only professional success, but meaningful connection, unexpected opportunity, and a renewed sense of vitality. I have witnessed this transformation countless times. Those who consciously embody their worth receive life with open hands. They do not chase validation desperately. They magnetize it effortlessly. And this leads to an essential truth that cannot be overlooked. Taking genuine care of your appearance after 40 is not vanity. It is leadership. Every morning you step into the world presenting your most authentic and considered self. You give others silent permission to rise alongside you. Pause for a moment and reflect on the people you most deeply admire. How do they carry themselves? How do they move through the world? How do they occupy a space? I can assure you, they have understood something that most people spend their entire lives ignoring. That outer expression is an undeniable reflection of inner mastery. Excellence in one domain of life naturally and inevitably expands into every other. Perhaps you are thinking to yourself, "But I am not in my 20s anymore. My body has shifted. My circumstances have changed." And that is absolutely true. But maturity must never become an excuse for neglect. It should become a compelling reason for refinement. At 40, 50, 60, your appearance can and absolutely should express wisdom, depth, and a quiet and unshakable confidence that youth simply cannot manufacture. You are not competing with anyone younger. You are defining what powerful and conscious maturity genuinely looks like in the world. When I reached the age of 65, I made a personal commitment to become stronger, more present, and more fully alive than at any previous point in my life. Not to appear younger, but to feel more conscious and more awake with each passing day. I began exercising with genuine devotion, eating with real mindfulness, and dressing with deliberate awareness. The results extended far beyond the physical. My creativity expanded, my energy deepened, my work carried more presence and meaning than ever before. I was sharing my ideas with greater clarity, writing with deeper inspiration, and living each day with a quality of gratitude I had never previously known. Now I want you to try something. Pause for a moment and find the nearest mirror. Look directly into your own eyes and ask yourself honestly, am I truly honoring the gift of this body, this life, this extraordinary opportunity to do something meaningful in the world? If your answer is yes, keep going. If it is no, then today, not tomorrow, not next Monday, not when the conditions feel more favorable, today is the perfect moment to begin. Every day you delay genuinely caring for your appearance, you are postponing care for your life itself. You are deferring your power, your confidence, and your vitality to a future that never quite arrives. Have you ever fully considered that your appearance is not simply the first impression you create in the minds of others? It is the very first impression you give yourself each morning. It is the opening signal your mind receives about who you are and what you are genuinely capable of achieving. Imagine how profoundly different your days would feel if every single morning, when you encountered your own reflection, you experienced genuine pride and authentic enthusiasm for the hours ahead. That energy would flow naturally into your conversations, your work, your closest relationships, and every interaction you have throughout the day. This is not wishful thinking. This is psychology operating exactly as it was designed to. The mind cannot reliably distinguish between what is objectively real and what it perceives as real. When you look and feel genuinely good, your mind constructs the belief that you are capable, powerful, and fully deserving of success. That belief shapes your decisions, and your decisions, compounded over time, shape your entire destiny. Let me share a final technique that embodies this truth with remarkable precision, what I call the mental wardrobe. Each morning as you dress, do not simply put on clothing. Put on the identity of the person you are actively becoming. If you seek to lead, dress as the leader who already lives within you. If you want to feel more creatively alive, choose the colors and textures that genuinely express your inner world. If you desire more confidence, select every detail of your appearance as though it were armor crafted specifically for your spirit and your purpose. Your clothing is not mere fabric. It is symbolic energy. It continuously reminds your unconscious mind of who you are and what you stand for in this world. In Jungian terms, this is the ritual of individuation, the daily act of uniting your inner essence with your outer expression. When the inner and outer self align with genuine consistency, you no longer live by old habit. You live by deliberate purpose. And from that place of alignment, everything in your life begins to reflect the beauty, the discipline, and the meaning that have always resided within you. Once a man named Roberto came to see Carl Jung. His workspace was cluttered with unfinished projects. He had gained nearly 20 kilograms, and his overall presentation showed unmistakable signs of prolonged neglect. Jung observed him carefully and said with quiet directness, "If you wish to rebuild your career, you must first rebuild your image. Your outer form must reflect the inner vision you hold for your future." Roberto decided to commit fully to what Jung described as a personal rebirth ritual. For 30 consecutive days, he woke 1 hour earlier than usual and devoted that entire time exclusively to himself, not to his work, not to the demands of others, to his own body, his own mind, and his own sense of self. He began each morning with light physical movement, followed by a mindful and intentional shower. Then, the deliberate selection of his clothing and complete personal care. Within a single month, Roberto had released 8 kilograms of excess weight. But far more significantly, he had closed 2 major professional agreements that had remained stalled for months, and had even entered a meaningful new relationship. His transformed appearance had reignited his confidence from the inside out, and that restored confidence had reignited every single dimension of his life. This is what Jung called the reflection of the psyche in the physical world. He held firmly that how we present ourselves is never a superficial matter. It is deeply symbolic. The body becomes a living mirror of the soul, expressing our inner order or our inner chaos with absolute honesty. When you align your outer image with your inner vision, you create what Jung described as psychological coherence. And coherence, reliably and consistently, attracts genuine transformation. Now imagine beginning tomorrow to apply what you are absorbing here. Imagine deciding that your physical appearance would become a living and breathing symbol of your highest self. Let me offer you a practical tool directly inspired by Jung's method of honest self-observation. I call it the 5-minute mirror audit. Tonight, before you sleep, stand before the mirror and ask yourself 5 precise questions. Does my current appearance genuinely reflect who I truly wish to become? What 3 specific things can I improve beginning immediately? What self-care practice have I been consistently avoiding? How would I honestly feel if I encountered someone who looked exactly like me walking into an important meeting? What silent message am I transmitting to the world through the image I currently project? Be completely and unflinchingly honest with your answers. Jung believed that authentic transformation begins only when we are willing to face our own truth without the protection of masks or comfortable illusions. Then identify one specific and concrete action you can take tomorrow to meaningfully improve your appearance. It could be something as straightforward as ironing your clothes with greater care, or as significant as scheduling an appointment with a professional stylist. What matters above all is that the action is tangible and genuinely achievable. Because lasting change is never constructed from grand, dramatic gestures. It is built from small and consistent acts repeated with unwavering intention over time. Let me share the story of another remarkable individual. A woman named Elena, 52 years old, attended one of Jung's lectures. She had dedicated 20 years of her professional life to marketing, but after a significant company restructuring, she found herself without employment and, more painfully, without her sense of self-worth. When she encountered Jung, she confided, "I feel completely invisible. When I walk through the world, no one notices me. In professional interviews, I feel as though I project no authority whatsoever." Jung replied with characteristic softness and precision, "Invisibility is never a matter of age. It is a matter of presence. And presence always begins with how you choose to show yourself to the world." Elena began with subtle but intentional changes. She straightened her posture, shoulders drawn back, head held high with quiet dignity. She refreshed her wardrobe with clothing that genuinely honored her form rather than concealing it. She established a simple yet consistent exercise practice and paid careful attention to the details of her presentation that she had long neglected. 6 months later, Elena not only secured a more fulfilling position than the one she had lost, she had launched her own independent marketing consultancy. Her physical transformation had catalyzed a complete and profound inner rebirth. The lesson embedded in Elena's story is profound and universal. When you change how you appear, you change how the world perceives you. But far more importantly, you change how you perceive yourself. Your appearance is your silent language, your personal symbol. Before you speak a single word, your image has already communicated your self-worth, your discipline, your values, and your deepest intentions to every person in the room. Ask yourself honestly, are you currently communicating excellence or neglect, confidence or quiet doubt? Does your presence say this person is in full command of their life, or this person has lost their direction? These are deeply uncomfortable questions, but they are absolutely necessary. Until you are willing to confront the reality of the image you are projecting into the world, you cannot begin to transform it. Perhaps you are thinking right now, this all sounds too focused on the surface. Shouldn't people evaluate me by my character, not my appearance? Ideally, yes. But Jung would gently remind us, we do not inhabit the ideal world. We live in the symbolic one. In the real world, people form lasting impressions within the first 7 seconds of encountering you. In those 7 seconds, your appearance speaks with far greater volume than your words ever could. This is not about fairness. It is about awareness. You can either remain a passive victim of perception, or you can learn to use perception as a deliberate instrument of empowerment. Caring for your appearance is not vanity. It is self-respect. It is a declaration of personal discipline and a living demonstration of alignment between your inner values and your external image. Each morning that you invest genuine time and intention in presenting yourself with care, you are transmitting a message directly to your subconscious mind. I am worth it. My life carries meaning. My aspirations deserve to be honored. When that message is repeated with consistency every single day, it gradually stops functioning as an affirmation and becomes a deeply rooted belief. And that belief, over time, inevitably becomes your lived reality. That is the alchemy of transformation that Jung taught with such clarity and conviction. Allow me to share one final and powerful tool with you, one that aligns profoundly with the teachings of Carl Jung. I call it the ritual of the 3 mirrors. Every day, look into 3 distinct mirrors. The first mirror is the literal one, the physical mirror where you examine your outer presentation with honest and caring eyes. The second mirror is the emotional one, where you ask yourself sincerely, how do I genuinely feel about myself today? Does my external appearance reflect the emotional state I aspire to embody? The third mirror is the aspirational one, where you question with complete honesty, does the way I present myself today bring me meaningfully closer to the person I am working to become? Or does it quietly pull me further away from that vision? This daily practice develops a multidimensional and deeply honest awareness of your self-image and the subtle yet powerful ways it shapes the trajectory of your destiny over time. Have you ever genuinely observed how the most consistently successful people always seem to carry their appearance with a quiet and natural alignment? It is no coincidence. They have grasped what Jung repeatedly suggested, that what is external is only ever a faithful mirror of what resides within. Excellence cultivated in one dimension of life naturally expands and flows into every other. When you develop the discipline of excellence in your appearance, that same quality of attention begins moving organically into your professional life, your relationships, your physical health, and even your financial decisions. It is what I call the domino effect of inner order manifesting as outward coherence. Let me be specific about what a healthy and conscious relationship with your image looks like after the age of 40. It means that every single day, without exception, you dedicate intentional time to presenting yourself in the most authentic and considered way possible. Not from vanity, not for the approval of others, but as a sacred act of inner alignment. It means your wardrobe should reflect who you are actively becoming, not who you once were in a chapter that is already closed. Your exercise practice should not feel like punishment, but like a genuine ritual of vitality, strength, and self-honor. Your self-care is never an expense. It is a profound and forward-looking investment in the person you are still becoming. Now let me be specific about what you can begin doing immediately. 3 precise actions to initiate your upward spiral today. First, remove one item of clothing from your wardrobe that no longer serves who you are becoming. Something that doesn't fit, that is worn beyond its purpose, or that simply no longer reflects your current identity. Release it today. This symbolic act communicates something essential to your unconscious. I am choosing to release the past in order to create genuine space for a better version of myself. Second, add 15 extra minutes to your morning routine for the next 7 days. Not to extend your sleep, to invest consciously in your appearance, your presence, and the image that mirrors your evolving consciousness. Use those minutes to move your body, select your clothing with greater awareness, or attend to any aspect of your presentation you have been quietly neglecting. Third, take a full photograph of yourself today. Keep it, not as a source of criticism, but as an honest point of reference. In 90 days, after consistently applying these principles with genuine commitment, take another photograph in the same place. The transformation will genuinely surprise you. Remember always what Carl Jung taught with such enduring clarity. External world is a faithful mirror of the internal one. You cannot embody inner excellence while neglecting your outer form. You cannot speak of discipline and appear undisciplined. You cannot declare transformation and remain visibly unchanged in the way you present yourself to the world each day. Your appearance is not superficiality. It is strategy. It is applied psychology. It is personal leadership in its most visible and daily form. It is a declaration to the world and to yourself that you take your one extraordinary life seriously.